Welcome. Oh, okay, there I am. My name is Sharon Hunt. I'm the Director for Campus Support for Special Education, and I want to welcome everyone here today. Welcome to all of our parents, our students, community partners, and other stakeholders present today. This is the second annual Believe in Abilities Parent Conference. This conference has become a tradition for parents of students who receive special education services in our district. It exemplifies Dallas ISD's commitment to families of students with special needs and reflects our efforts to support parents and help them become informed participants in their child's education. I'd like to make a few acknowledgments this morning. This conference would not be possible without the commitment and generous support of AmeriGroup, and we want to thank them for their sponsorship. Would a representative from AmeriGroup come forward to receive a small token of appreciation? They're not here. Okay. The planning and coordination of the conference definitely involves teamwork. We want to recognize the different Dallas ISD departments who are contributing their expertise today. Dallas ISD Psychological and Social Services. Raise your hand. Thank you. Dallas ISD Bilingual ESL Department. Thank you guys. Dallas ISD Translation Department, best translators in Texas. Dallas ISD Communications Department, best communicators in Texas. Programs within the Dallas ISD Special Education Department, Curriculum and Instruction and Campus Support. Our exhibitors, thank you for your time and information. All student performers from different Dallas ISD campuses that you will get to meet and enjoy their talents today. They will be introduced before their scheduled performance times. Last but not least, the parents who contributed their ideas and suggestions for this conference and the SPED social workers who listen and work diligently to make sure you see your ideas in action today. Especially Jeanette Vargas, the lead social worker for the Parent Center. Where are you, Jeanette? Working. Meet a lot of parents today, learn a lot, and laugh a lot. Now, here's Sylvia Bugacha to give you information on the agenda for the day and other housekeeping items. Sylvia?
Thank you, Ms. Hunt. So I'm going to quickly go over the program. Welcome again, glad you're here. Does everybody have a program? You do? Okay, so on the schedule for the day, there is a session in the morning and a session in the afternoon. You get to pick one workshop, okay? So I'm not gonna read the titles to you because they're there, but we have excellent presenters, excellent topics for today. Lunch will be on the second floor. We're trying something a little bit different this year. We didn't set up tables because exhibitors are there. So during lunch, you get to walk around, mingle with other parents, talk to exhibitors, and there's chairs. You know, you can grab a chair and to sit down and have your lunch, but it won't be a seated lunch so that you can get a chance to move around and meet people and get information. There is one elevator in the center of the hall and stairs on the sides of the building. If you need to use an elevator, it's located in the center of the hall. And also you can let one of us know. We're wearing blue shirts and we will be glad to assist. Restrooms are located throughout the building. Again, let us know if you can't find it and we'll be glad to assist. There's first and third floor have multiple bathrooms. Second and fourth floor have one single restroom. As a friendly reminder, please return your translation equipment at the end of each session. There will be a translator with equipment in each room. So when we're done here, return your translation equipment, and the next room that you go to you will get another piece of equipment. Door prizes will be given at the end of the conference at 1:45, and you must be present to win, okay? Please make time to visit our showcase area as you come in. These are pieces of art and work that students have done, students that are receiving special education services. We want to showcase, we have an exhibit there, we want to showcase their work. So please make time to stop by and visit. And should you have any other questions that I didn't touch on this morning, again, we're wearing blue shirts. Just flag us down and we'll be glad to assist with anything. We're so glad you're here today. You're going to have a wonderful time and you're going to learn a lot and leave here really, really happy. That's the hope. So now I'm going to hand it over to Graciela Feliciano, who will be introducing our student performance for this morning.
Good morning. I hope you guys are excited to be here. Are you excited? We're doing something very new this year. For the very first time, we have student performers. As you all know, our students that are receiving special education services are full of talent. And so we have 5 particular students that will be presenting different things throughout the day. And we're going to begin this morning with Miss Serena Correa. She is a 10th grade student at Conrad High School, and actually she has a little bit that she wants to share with you herself. So I'll go ahead and let her come on up. Can we give her a round of applause?
First of all, I want to say thank you for the invitation of being here today. And my story starts from the day I was born. I was born with cataracts in both eyes and was removed in 1 week of age. Growing up at age 11, I was diagnosed with an eye disease called glaucoma, which is an eye disease that destroys all the nerves and vision in your eye, and there's no way to return it. And I believe that there's hope in the kids that are in the special education because they're the ones walking through the fire and they're the ones who have the strength to move forward. And thank you. And one last thing that I wanted to say, what inspires me to keep on going, first of all, is music, because it lets me show my inspiration and emotions, and of course, putting God first. For 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7, I will walk by faith even when I cannot see. And that's what I live by. I won't just survive. Oh, you will see me thrive. Can write my stories. I'm beyond the archetype. I won't just conform. No matter how you shake my core, 'cause my roots, they run deep. Oh, use a little faith. Don't doubt it, don't doubt it. Victory is in my veins. I know it, and I wanna negotiate. I'll fight it, I will transform. Little faith, don't doubt it, victory is in your just fight it, just fight it. Don't be surprised, I will still rise.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Who's next? I don't have the paper. Oh, okay.
Yes. So, how awesome was that? Oh my gosh, amazing. Thank you so much. Awesome. So she'll be around if you guys want to take pictures, autographs. I'm signing her up already. Keep an eye out for her. Our next student performer, her name is Miss Rihanna Bree Searcy. She is a second grade student at Idaho Elementary School. At 2 years old, Rihanna's mom noticed she loved music. Rihanna traveled to Memphis, Tennessee with her family, and her love for Elvis began to blossom. For 6 years straight, she has attended candle lighting held in memory of Elvis. 6 years straight. She knows every Elvis song and anything related to Elvis. She's Elvis's biggest fan. Elvis music calms her down. This summer, she will be visiting Elvis's birthplace in Tufalo. Her dream job is to be a singer/dancer. And for those of you who want to see more of this, Rihanna actually does this every Wednesday night at a restaurant called Rancho's Mexican Restaurant in Irving. She sings with an Elvis impersonator. His name is David Allen, every Wednesday night. So she's very used to the stage, and I will go ahead and ask her to come on up and to sing a song for us.
There must be light burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in the sky. Oh, if I could dream on a moonland where all my brothers will hand in hand. Tell me why, oh why, oh why my dreams come true. Oh why, there must be peace, understanding sometimes. So there's a promise that will blow me on out and through. If I could dream all the sun, we're all my food and bread and we want. Tell me why, oh why, oh why, and let's not appear. We're lost in the clouds with too much array. We're trapped in a world that's stubbornly pain. We're
For those of you who are not familiar, every time Elvis presents, he passes out scarves. And so if you are lucky, you will get a scarf this morning. So we just want to thank the parents of each one of these students. We will have more performers throughout the day, but we just want to thank them. I know that they're taking time out of school, which is a huge sacrifice, I'm sure. And the parents are also taking time out of work or time out of their own schedules to bring the students. So we just want to thank you. We'll be doing a formal recognition at the end of the afternoon. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and move forward with our program. If you have your program in front of you, I'll just quickly show you the two workshops that we'll be offering. The first one will be here, right here. So if you want to listen to Talking to My Child about his or her disability, you will stay put in your seat. If you're interested in learning about teaching your child social interactions, you will move to the 4th floor in Caruth Hall. So those are the two options that you have right now. It's from 10:05 to 11:20. And as you know, the bathrooms are outside. This is the only elevator that we have if you need an elevator to go up. Otherwise, we have stairways in the front of the building, and you'll see them heading up. So the 4th floor or this floor. And we'll go ahead and just have some background music, and you guys can head out. If you have any questions, please make sure to reach out to any representative that's wearing a blue shirt with the Dallas ISD logo. They'll be able to help you find your way. Thank you so much.
Sorry about the technology, these things happen. We've been up here trying to fix it for a while, but we're going to get back on track. We're going to have fun today, okay? So, my name's Kathy, and we're going to be talking about social skills today. So, to be talking about social skills, we're going to have to get social. So you guys are going to be sitting in your seats all that long. I know if you're up top, it might be a little dizzy coming down, so hold the rails, but we're going to be coming down here in a minute. So, what we're going to do is we're going to play a little greeting game. We're going to be coming down here to the floor, because you can't just sit up there and greet each other. So you notice I handed out a green and a red paper. So here's how we're going to practice it first, and then we're going to come down here and we're going to learn how to greet each other. So it doesn't matter if you speak English or Spanish, you're still going to learn each other's names. So if you have green, you're going to say, thank you. If you have green, is it on? If you have green, you are going to say, if you speak English, you will say, hello, my name is, I would say, hello, my name is Kathy. What is your name? And if you have red, you would say, my name is, whatever your name is. And then if you're green, then you would say to that person, it's nice to meet you. Then you're going to go on and find another person with red. Say the same thing. So if you're green and you speak Spanish, you're going to say, hola, mi nombre es, and I'm sorry, I haven't practiced the next statement, so I'm not going to butcher it. And if you're holding red, you're going to say, mi nombre es, then the green person's going to say to that person is, and I'm not going to butcher that statement either, but I'm going to learn Spanish eventually. I took it way back in junior high, and that was a long time ago. So, do you understand the instructions? Okay. So, you're going to have 1 minute to do this. And so, go through that and practice that as many times as you can and meet new people in here today. And I'm going to time it. So, let's have everyone come down to the floor. And then I will set a timer. And if you forget what you're supposed to say, you have a little visual cue up here. Okay? Go ahead. Everybody come on down with your paper. Hold it up. Go ahead and get started now. 30 seconds. Ten seconds. Time's up. I know you're having so much fun, but time is up. It's stopped. Okay, wait a minute before you go back to your seat. Okay, those who have the green card, let's see, how many of you can remember the names of the people you met? And go ahead and tell us the names. If you can anyone remember the names? I know it's hard, isn't it? I didn't tell you that I was going to quiz you. You can? Okay.
Where she went, Camila and Dianira, Edie's, and Belinda.
Did she get them right? Oh, good effort. You know what? I'm going to give you a kiss. Hey, anyone else? Green card? Okay, how about the red cards? Okay.
Horacio, Jean, Myra, Rosa.
Awesome! I'm going to give you a kiss too. Okay, anyone else? All of you did a great job. Thank you. Awesome. So you see how tough it can be sometimes just learning to greet someone, but that's a basic social skill. I saw some of you using the visual cue. Did that help? See, even as adults who don't have a disability, we sometimes can benefit from visual cues. Teaching social skills, it involves, I have to move this manually. It involves a group or individual instruction to teach appropriate interactions with people. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we'll be doing basic concepts, some role playing and practice, and we just did that with our greeting. It involves play, and it involves skills to promote communication, to promote positive interactions, and some modeling and video modeling. I know there may be some things in your handout that are different in here because I went in and changed a few things in here after it was printed, but that's okay. So now we're going to look at this next one here, checking your feelings. Some of you, as you were coming in, we were still trying to fix the technology, so not everyone got to this, but I had some of you check your feelings. And one of the things that research has shown is that some people who have disabilities and some people who don't have difficulties with feelings. And that can be understanding their own feelings, but also understanding the feelings of other people. And that's part of social interaction. And it's not just facial expression, but it's body language. So some of the instruction that we start with is teaching instruction in feelings, how to read feelings, how to understand our own feelings, and how to understand the feelings of other people, because that helps in getting along with people. So sometimes we'll start by teaching children with visuals, with feeling charts. So with children who are, say, 3rd grade and younger, we might start with a chart like this in a classroom. And you can see not everybody feels the same, correct? There's some people who are happy, excited, someone who's frustrated. And what's interesting, some children, they'll come in and they want, I've had some children, they want everybody to feel the same, and they're like, they want to change it. It's like, well, no, look at so-and-so over here. They're having a little meltdown, a little tantrum. Does that look excited like you? No, they're frustrated. And so when they're frustrated like this, you know how they get. They might hit you. So we need to create some personal space. So that's how you can teach about other people and how they act when they're feeling different ways. And you know, you see how she's excited and she doesn't want to sit in her chair. And so when we're excited like that, here's how we can also tame our feelings and tame our behavior. So we can also teach children when we're reading stories to them, when we're watching TV. Look at their face. Do they look happy? Do they look sad? What's some of the other things? What's their body language when they're doing that? Someone's arms are crossed. What does that mean? So point these things out, because these things, a lot of children aren't getting these things. Most of us, people didn't point this out to us. We just kind of picked it up as we went about our way. No one pointed it out to us. But with a lot of our children, we have to teach this to them. It gets exhausting with our children. We have to teach them everything, but that's okay. That's part of being a parent. That's part of being a teacher. Now you'll see this chart, we had the thermometer. When I first started teaching this to children, I started with this one, and I found with children younger than 4th grade, they would all go to the top. They didn't understand the concept of the thermometer. But I found that with 4th grade on up, they understood this thermometer. And when you get into like teenage years, puberty, boy, they get those mixed emotions. And you can teach them with this, how you can have mixed emotions, and it's okay. And your feelings can change throughout the day. And this is how I was feeling. I was super excited when I was coming over here, really pumped, and got in here and the technology started failing. So I was like this, because I was ready to greet you guys when you came in, and then the stupid computer got me frustrated. And our kids get that way too, and we need to teach them. It's okay, I'm frustrated, but I'm not gonna throw the computer at you guys when you come in. Just because it's not working, we're still gonna have fun today. So we can teach our kids about that, how we can calm ourselves and redirect ourselves. So it's a great visual tool. And say you don't have to have a whole chart like that. Sometimes if you've got a big family, you might wanna do that, kind of check everyone's feelings. Or sometimes we'll do that with an individual feeling chart. And we've got some other tools like this. We use one real expensive one called a CAT kit, Cognitive Affective Training Kit. Or you might use a simple one like this, a thermometer, and then you give your child a choice, and they can put their feelings on the thermometer, and then have them tell you where they're feeling that feeling in the body. I've had some students who will tell me, I'm feeling that feeling in my hands. Well, then we teach them, when you're feeling that anger in your hands, let's put those hands in the pocket instead of through a window or instead of through someone's face, because that's not a good social skill. So that's one of the beginnings where you start with some of these social skills and social awareness with people, is teaching them how to understand their feelings and the feelings of others to social regulate, okay? So we're gonna move on from there. And I'm hoping I can get over to this one. I think I found it. Nope, not that one. I had pulled it up earlier. This one.
Autism is a neurological condition. The neurons don't really line up properly. We're born with communication issues.
Like, my brain is wired very differently, they say, and sometimes it makes it pretty hard for me to socialize with others because I often screw up my words or don't know what to say.
I'm very curious, so I'll ask questions, and then that sometimes gets me in a bit of trouble, because it's like, that's inappropriate. It's like, damn, sorry.
Sometimes I'll act in a way that people say, oh, I'm too honest.
I have social difficulties, and I find it hard to control strong emotions.
If I exhibit or experience any emotions, it's always on the extreme ends. If I'm happy, I'm really happy. If I'm angry, I'm really angry.
As you can see, I'm often frowning. Sometimes forget to smile. And you should probably smile when you're on camera. More presentable.
Body language and stuff is always difficult to read.
Sometimes people pull faces, and I don't know what emotion it could be, whether they're amused or shocked or dumbfounded or mind-boggled.
And honestly, the only emotional reaction I can read with any degree of accuracy is when someone's laughing.
I have a tendency to get obsessed with things. Sometimes I try to resist an obsession, but then in the end it becomes too much, and then it takes over my brain.
Sensory sensitivity, especially like noises, like dull, continuous noises, like beeping, really like does my head in.
Makes it hard
to do everyday things.
I am prone to anxiety.
When you have an anxiety attack, you want to curl up in a ball and be in this, at least a perceived state of non-existence.
You're not retarded, you're not stupid, you're not brain dead. You're just thinking differently.
Common depiction of autism is that it's a defect. I just see it as being born with the ability to see the world through a different perspective, and honestly think it's people like me that keep things interesting.
And people like that do keep the world interesting. And we need people with differences. You know, we're all different in many ways. And I love hearing from people who have differences and from their perspective, because I think we learn a lot from them. And so could you kind of hear how difficult it must be for them living in a world with people who don't have those differences? And so you can have a little compassion and maybe understand why they have some difficulty in social situations. And so we need to help them with that. And they have difficulty with their emotions, which also makes it difficult in a social situation. And they're trying to get jobs. And employment situations are social situations. So that's why it's important that we teach social skills to our kids. Those are what are considered soft skills. And those are the types of skills that are leading to unemployment or underemployment for our students on the spectrum and with other disabilities. And so that's why it's so important that we put a great emphasis on teaching those skills. And we need to put those into IEPs for our students. And you need to help them as parents also. A parent with a child with a disability sent me that on Facebook. I've worked with her in the past, and the only way I can get that is on Facebook, so I was able to pull that up. I was glad. And I just got it last weekend, so I was glad to be able to share it with you. They're coming to the U.S. Employable Me Now is coming to the U.S., and they're going to start filming some people and helping them get into jobs here in the U.S. So, visual supports, and you've got several visual supports in your handout. There are many more, but I gave you some that maybe you can take home and use. We'll look at some of those. This talking scale. This is one you might be able to use at home. I mean, because home is a social situation too. How about when you're watching a movie and, 0, you don't want to talk at that point. But what is quiet? And what is too loud? That's just kind of an abstract concept. And this visual helps bring it, make it more real, so you can teach that. So I gave that to you. Another one that is rather abstract is respectful. And so here's a real concrete way that you can teach that. Here's another one. When I'm mad, I will try to calm myself in some steps for a person, a visual way. To help teach calming. Another way to teach social skills is through scripts, kind of like that first one when we were greeting each other. So you can also, I put some scripts over here. These were taken from a classroom, a general ed classroom, and they were teaching social skills to everybody in the class. And these were just some scripts that the students, they were posted in the classroom, the teacher taught them, and they could refer back to them in the classroom. Because some kids, when they're having, they don't know what to say, they need something to refer back to. So you might think about it with your own children. If they're just conversations you're having in your family, you might come up with some scripts that they can use. Just, thank you for working with me. I agree with you, agree with so-and-so because, I disagree with so-and-so because. Another one that's really hard is like interrupting. When to interrupt. They always want to interrupt when you're on the phone, correct? Or when you're going to get in the shower. Always those times, or when you're in the bathroom, something like that. When to interrupt. So teaching that. So I'm going to show you, you want to model those things. teaching the script by role-playing, modeling, and another technique is called video modeling. So we were going to do an exercise of video modeling. We're going to practice in just a minute with you guys, and I was going to make some video models of you guys, but I don't think with the technology failure we had today, we're going to do that. But I do have a little video model to show of some colleagues at work. They helped me out here. And this is the interrupting. Oh, let me go back here. So the steps to interrupting. You decide if you need to interrupt. You walk up to the person. You wait until there is a break in their conversation. And then you say, "Excuse me." So here's some colleagues demonstrating through video modeling, interrupting.
Jamie, I think that is a very good idea to give the parents the description of FLS, ADL, and autism in a handout. And I'm gonna email it to Beth and get her permission to make the copies.
Sounds great.
Sound good?
Yes.
Good. And I'm gonna make it in color.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Excuse me, hi, I had a quick question. What do you guys
Yes,
think about this?
hi.
I just printed this off.
Okay, see, it was real short. Okay, how many of your children like watching videos? Okay. How many of you have a smartphone that will take videos? Okay, just about everyone. So all of you can make video models for your children. Very easy. So the concept behind video models is a lot of our children like videos. They learn from videos. They are focused on videos all the time. So use that technology. It's something that they like. And the way you use video models is you want to use it to teach them the skill that you want them to do. And it's best if you can find them doing, and you also want to video them doing the right thing. You never want to do a video of them doing the wrong thing. Because then if you show them doing it over and over, they're going to practice doing the wrong thing, the inappropriate thing, over and over. So catch them doing something well. You can video them doing the skill, or you can video maybe a sibling doing the skill, or you can do a video of another adult doing the skill. And then you can model it for them, practice, and have them do the video. So they can do that over and over. And that can be for any skill, a social skill. It could be even washing hands, just any kind of skill, sweeping. Think of different chores around your house. You can use video modeling so they can watch it. That way you don't have to stand over there nagging them all the time. Do you ever have to nag about how to do things over and over? Use a video model. You nag them one time with the video, then you just go here, here. And they'd rather have that than you standing over them nagging all the time. Okay? So we're going to practice here in just a second. Oh, but first, before we do that, I need to have everybody, if you feel comfortable, stand in your seat. If you want to get down on the floor, you can do that here. But,
music for a child's heart, body, and mind.
We're going to be taking a brain break here.
Come on, let's dance. From the award-winning CD, You Can Dance, by The Learning Station.
What is the human brain? The human brain is the center of the human nervous system and is a highly complex organ. It has the same general structure as the brains of other mammals, but it is amazingly over 3 times as large as the brain of a typical mammal with an equivalent body size. So that is why it's important to take brain breaks about every 30 minutes to refresh, recharge, regenerate, and release stress.
Come on, let's dance. There's so many dances, we can't count them all. Come on, let's dance. We'll make up our own and we'll have a ball. Do the peekaboo. Do the karate monkey. Do the tickle yourself. Now tiptoe through the tulips. Come on, let's dance. There's so many dances, we can't count them all. Come on, let's dance. We'll make up our own and we'll have a ball. Do the jiggling jello. Do the Frankenstein monster walk. Now do the milkshake. Now do the bunny hop. tie yourself in a knot. Do the Q-tip, the cat's got your tongue. Now do the spin, do the falling leaf, do the cell phone. Hello?
Hello, yeah, I'd like to order a couple pizzas.
No, this is not a pizza place.
What is it then?
We're doing a song here.
The Kamamas dance?
Yeah, that's the song.
At a learning station?
Exactly.
How's it go?
It goes, come on, let's dance. There's so many dances, we can't count them all. Come on, let's dance. We'll make up our own and we'll have a ball. Do the stretch, do the windshield wiper, the mosquito bites. Now do the hopscotch. Come on, let's dance. There's so many dances, we can't count them all. Come on, let's dance. We'll make up our own and we'll have a ball. Do the slip and slide, do the helicopter, do the sprinkler. Now do the toaster. Come on, let's dance. There's so many dances, we can't count them all. Come on, let's dance. We'll make up our own and we'll have a ball. Come on, let's dance. There's so many dances, we can't count them all. Come on, let's dance. We'll make up our own and we'll have a ball. Come on, let's dance. There's so many dances, we can't count them all.
Are there any questions?
Oh! Can we do that again?
That's a very good question. Of course we can. Just hit the replay button.
All right, you guys did great. And I saw smiles on your faces. You were having fun. Dancing is another great social outlet. I know one family, they take their daughter to some disco club, and it's up to a certain point on Friday nights, it's disco for kids, and then later it turns into disco for adults. So they go and hang out. That girl can't wait to go to disco for kids. And, dances at school, there's all kinds of places you can take your kids dancing. A great social event. There's all kinds of places you can take your kids to socialize. And I saw our one student over there, he put down that tech device for a little bit, got up there and danced. So if you see your kids dancing in school, it's okay, they're taking a brain break. I did this with teachers the other day and had those teachers up dancing. So now put that in your lesson plan. When your principal comes by, get them in there too and tell them you're taking a brain break. And woke everybody up too. Okay, so now we're going to get into scripting. Scripting, we've got some social skills cards. Now you guys have your social skills cards. I gave you the sets. If for some reason you didn't get a set because we ran out of the English version, I'll get your email address and I can send them to you, okay? Or if you come by the office, I can print you some more sets or something. But what we're going to do is we're going to have you get to come down again. We're going to have you get into groups of 2 or 3, and I've got some packets of some laminated cards, and I'm going to give you, in your groups, a laminated card, and you're going to practice this social skill. And you're going to practice it and role play it in your group, and then I'm going to get some volunteers to model it. Now, I was going to do some video models and put you up here as video models, but we're not going to mess with the technology, as I said earlier. But we will ask for volunteers to model it, because that's another evidence-based practice, is modeling. So let's have you come down and work together in groups. Some of you met some new friends just a little while ago. Why don't you get with some of those new friends and get in groups of 2 or 3, and then I'm going to give you some cards. Okay? So come on down. Okay, I've got a group that's going to volunteer to model. Do I have someone else to model? One other volunteer to model? Another group to model? Okay, maybe someone else will be brave after. You guys are going to model, right? Yes. Okay, we've got some models here. And then, so if everyone else will go back to your seats so you can see them. And then if someone else is brave enough to come down and model after them. And so the script you're going to model?
It's going to be about turning in an assignment. Okay. Excuse me, teacher. I need to turn in an assignment. How do I do that?
The first thing you need to do is you get out of your chair and you walk to the teacher's desk. Would you like me to show you? Sure. Okay, let's go walk. And then we look at this box and you find your name. So that's the second thing you need to do. So let's look for your name. And your name is?
Consuelo.
Consuelo. And what's your last name?
Estrada.
Estrada. So let's look for the E's. Oh, here we go. Let's open it up. Now can you put your assignment in? Very good. Okay, now we close that up and let's walk back to your desk. All done. Good job.
Thank you.
You know, it was so awesome. That wasn't on one of those scripting cards. So I bet that was something one of your children needs help with, correct? Am I right? So that's something you can help your child with, right? You guys are awesome. Anyone else want to do that too? Help us? Oh, come on. That's all right. We'll move on. You change your mind. Okay, now this thing went back to sleep. That's all right. Because some people had some questions too, because I know you want to get to some questions, and so that led me to some things that I might be able to go to that aren't on the script. But there is a video that I want you guys to see, because it's one that'll give you guys some hope too. While it's searching, someone had a question about bullying. And a lot of our kids have difficulty with sarcasm and teasing. And so sometimes they may take that as bullying, but also sometimes other kids may start teasing just as part of playing, and then because our kids don't understand it, that could lead to some bullying incidents because our kids can become targets. So you have to kind of have those conversations with them. And as I was discussing with the one group who had that question, another difficulty our kids have is with communication, right? If you sit down and you ask them a question and you ask them about those situations, they clam up because language and communication is a lot of times difficult for them. So a technique you can use is if they can write sentences at all, sit down and write the sentences with them, or draw the scenarios out as you're talking with them. And that's sometimes a better technique. Even if they're very verbal, I will, as we're talking, I'll have a piece of paper and draw the situation out. And I've had kids take it from me and go, it wasn't like that at all. And they'll start drawing it out. And then I get a better picture of what really happened. And then you can also have written conversations with them as you're talking the situation out. So as you're asking them questions, write the question out and see if they'll respond in writing. So those are two techniques you might use as you're trying to find out situations that happen. So you can find out if it's really a bullying situation or if it's just one of misunderstanding. And that way you can get to the heart of the matter. Okay, and then if they are having difficulty with bullying or misunderstandings on the playground or any situation, you can also build some teams of support where they know they've got key points of adults they can go to wherever they are and to go get help. And they should always seek help. Okay, this is where I was going to insert those video models, but we didn't get there. For peers, you want to find peers, everywhere you go. For siblings are great peer support. And siblings are also going to be the first bullies. I'm from a family of 6. And my siblings, even though we are great friends now, we get along great, we're all real close, but they will tell you I tortured them their whole life. And I said, we all turned out really good, so it couldn't have been that bad. It's because I was the oldest, I had to keep them in line. But, you know, siblings know how to get under each other's skin and know how to really push the button to make each other scream. But they can also be the best peer coaches, too, and great teachers. Church, clubs, interest groups, find out what your child's interest is and go from there. I mean, we've got some kids who love Legos and they go out and join Lego clubs. I've known some kids who like Pokemon and they'll join Pokemon clubs. So there's lots of places you can go and join. Recreation centers are great places too. We've got so many great parks and recreation centers in our city. So there's a lot of places that you can go and find different places. And friendship clubs. And I wish we had more time. I mean, I love to start friendship clubs with kids. And I've worked with teachers and parents in developing friendship clubs for kids. And you develop a little network in their school using a lunch bunch or recess time. We've used other different times where we can pull kids together and develop a circle of friends through like a friendship club where we play games and teach them how to support each other and become a friend with a child who has a difference. And that can be a lot of fun and can help build some lifelong friendships. And some resources are your teachers, your counselors, your church leaders, your club leaders. You know, getting into scouting can be a great opportunity for some of our kids. Another great way is involve your child in every part of your family life. Sometimes we baby our child who has a disability. Oh, but they have a disability. You know, poor child. They struggle so much with this disability. I can't make them do something else. You better, or they're going to be sitting there home with you the rest of their life. Get them off their couch and put them to work doing some chores. Everyone else in your family does chores, right? You don't need to be picking up after them their whole life. You know, find some things that they can do to be a part of the family. They can pick up their room. You know, break it into small steps. They can clear their things off the table. Maybe they can set part of the table for the family. But find things they can do to be a part of the family. They are part of your family. Take them to the grocery store with you. Again, 6 kids. Now picture 6 kids. Now I'm going to age myself here. If you couldn't tell already. 6 kids in a Corvair with a mom. Not a Corvette. A Corvair. With the engine in the back and the trunk in the front, pulling into a parking lot for the grocery store every week. And as soon as we hit the parking lot, one would scream at the top of her lungs. We later found out, many years later, because this was before autism was identified, she had autism. She'd scream as soon as we hit the parking lot and all the way through the store. Usually, sometimes she'd stop when we got to the cereal aisle, because back then they had books, those little golden books on the cereal aisle, right where your children could see them. And she knew which books she had and which books she didn't and which books she wanted that week. So she got reinforced. Sometimes that would calm her down. Most of the time it did. Now, at bedtime, same routine. She wouldn't go to sleep until we found the book she wanted to sleep with that night. Fortunately, there were 5 of us who could scatter around and find the book. So, you know, siblings can help a lot, but we took her shopping. Now we look back, and some of those events where we went to, we realized it was because sensory overload. You know, so we know a lot now. We would have done some things different. Like we would have gone to Farrell's Ice Cream. That was way back where we lived on the West Coast, where when you have a birthday and they'd run out with all the sirens blaring, and she would end up in the parking lot with my dad because she would be screaming louder than the sirens blaring. So, but we took her everywhere. And as children, we played with her and she played with us as we played with all of our friends. And she rode bikes with us everywhere. So, you know, get your child involved with everything you do. And then talk to them and teach them in communication, what to say when, teach them social skills, teach them manners. It's the best thing you could do for your child. Because if you have a child who has manners, they're going to be received everywhere you go, everywhere they go. So now I'm going to show you a young man who has some great manners.
I wake up at 5:30, get in the shower, do my morning routine, and go around 7 o'clock to come to work. I am so excited to go to work, so I do a dance off in the parking lot. It's a dance of magic. We serve breakfast, lunch, and hugs. The hugs are the best part. I am Tim Harris, and this is my place. Oh yeah. Hey guys, welcome to my place. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Those are the best part, buddy. I love you. Have you been here before?
No, I've never been here before.
Well, I'm Tim. I'm the owner. Tim's place is the special place to be at because it's run and operated by me. You guys are doing a great job back here. I love you guys. You guys are the best cooks ever. Since I was a kid, I wanted to own a restaurant, and I asked my dad to help me out. I'm very glad I did. Thank you, Dad. I love you so much. I love you too, buddy. I'm very proud of you.
When he was about 14 years old, he told us that someday he was going to own a restaurant. After we all gulped and gasped, we began to take him seriously, and the result is history in the making.
They support me so I can live out my dreams.
I'm amazingly proud of my brother. Just what he's accomplished in his lifetime. I mean, people can only dream, you know?
I love you, Mom.
As far as we know, we have not yet found another person with Down syndrome in this country that owns their own restaurant. We hope that other people will, though.
My favorite part of all is the people coming through that front door. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Sometimes customers get sad. I give them a hug and then they feel a lot better.
Oh, thank you, Tim.
The hugs are way more important than the food. The food is food, so. How about a double hug?
Yep, double hug.
Love you guys. I am a mean hugging machine. Oh yeah.
So let me get this straight. So
Yeah.
you're a restaurateur.
Yes.
And
a Special Olympic
Special
athlete.
Olympic athlete, and you won a gold medal.
I've won more medals than Michael Phelps. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I did not let my disability crush the dreams. With people with disabilities, they can do anything they set their minds to. They're special. We are a gift to the world.
That's it, folks. You can bring your list. I can't wait to see what kind of businesses you guys start, your children start in this community. We need to have some Dallas-owned businesses owned by people with disabilities being featured. You know, we've got it, folks. We've got to turn this community. You know, so let's make it happen, okay? So we're ready. You guys have any questions? Oh, we've got it. If you've got any questions, let's make it happen here in Big D. Let's make big things happen. Okay? If you've got any questions, that video kind of did it for you, huh? And if you guys come to any of my sessions, I'll have videos like that for you because I always find videos of families who are making it happen for their children. Because we've got a dream. We've got to, your kids have dreams. And we've got to be the movers and shakers for them and help them make their dreams come true. Because it can happen. We've got to be possibility people. Okay? Because we got to turn disability into ability. I'm a firm believer in it. And we've all got to be that way. And we've all got to work together. You know, I'm Dallas ISD. I'm a Dallas person. I've lived here most of my life. I live in this city. I work in this city. I work with your children. I work with you. We're here to make it happen, folks. We need to make our kids career and college ready, bring them back here to become business owners. We can make it happen. Let's make it happen. We all need to work together to make this happen. Okay? Let's do it. Thank you, guys.
Hi, welcome. So before we get started with the presentation and the student performance, we'll start off with the student performance. Just one request, if you could turn off your cell phones, and if you get a call, please take it out in the hallway. So we're very excited to welcome Jocelyn Aguilar. She goes to Sunset High School. She's in the 11th grade, and she's going to dance for us today. Now, she's on 2 dance teams. One at school and one in the community. At 5 years old, she started dancing and participating in modeling. She enjoys ballet, hip-hop, modern, and folkloric dancing. And she gets really excited when she gets to dance. Now, Mom says she tried to get her into sports, but she really loved dancing, so that's what she's doing now. So she's going to dance for us. We give her a big hand, a big round of applause.
If you write anything on your computer, you need to get Grammarly.
I write pretty much all day.
Ya se escuchan los acordes de música sin igual y una feria de colores, el atavío regional que lucen bellas mujeres de mi rincón tropical. Con un porte señorial hacen su entrada triunfal, luciendo primores. Los bordados del huipil y ya se inicia la danza que causa alegría, asombro. Baila doncella la danza con una piña en el hombro. Negras trenzas te coronan, usileña, niña mía. Los motivos que te adornan, todo color y alegría que tus finas manos bordan. De hermosura angelical, la de Jalapa de Díaz, la de Valle Nacional, rostro que es sol de mis días, flor que adorna el tabacal. De rojo tu hermoso atuendo, ay morena de Ojitlán, y pajarillos y flores en su traje va luciendo la muchacha de Izcatlán. Soy Altepec primorosa, mujer de facciones bellas, cubren tu atuendo de diosa flores que forman estrellas. Blanca túnica de seda que adornan las mariposas, cabellera que se enreda en mil listones y rosas, tuxtepecana preciosa. Baila con garbo morena, baila la danza mi niña, que las notas ya resuenan. Baila, baila, flor de piña.
this on? Thank you so much, Jocelyn. All right, we're going to begin with our speakers. So just a few things before we get started. Let's respect each other's opinions. If anyone asks any questions, respect our speakers' opinions. Give everyone a chance to speak during question time. And if anyone shares anything personal, respect that confidentiality. Don't go, sharing everyone's information afterwards if it feels like something that shouldn't be shared. So if our first speaker wants to come up, let me pull up the presentation. The first thing we will be talking about is LRE. Hi. And I'm Alex Balboina. I'm a social worker with the Parent Resource Center. I have not introduced myself yet, but that is me. And this is Ms. McCall. She will be talking about the least restrictive environment.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jamie McCall. Thank you all for being here. I'm here with the Special Education Department, and I'm with the Inclusion Program. So, we're going to talk about special education programs across the continuum, okay? So, can they see this? Is that large enough for them to see? Is that better? Can you all see this now? Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the least restrictive environment. You'll also hear the LRE, okay, the least restrictive environment. So what the LRE is, it states that IDEA, the law, 2004, it states that students who have a disability, they are to be educated with their non-disabled peers as much as possible, okay? So if we need to intervene and give them more support, then we will pull them out of their LRE to what we call an MRE, which is the more restrictive environment, okay? You can go to the next one. All right, so we're still looking at the continuum of support. Over here, you will hear the word external support as well as in-class support. Just know this is when students are in the general education setting. That is the LRE, okay? So they're being educated with their non-disabled peers in the general education setting, okay? So we're going to move across the continuum to specialized support. Now they're being pulled out of the general education setting. So you may hear language such as resource, self-contained. They could be off campus. Your specialized support, that could be other programs as well, okay? All right. You can go to the next one. Our next program is PPCD.
Hi, my name is Miriam Hernandez. I work with the PPCD program. In our program, you will find that we have our students who are between the ages of 3 to 5, and they are in this classroom where we provide services for them. All of the students in our classroom have to be identified as having a disability. We do have different options for placement within PPCD, and all of this is based on the least restrictive environment. We have core materials that we purchase for all of our classrooms, so we are building up upon this core material list. And so we try to have almost the same materials in the majority of our classrooms based on the classroom itself. organization in the classroom. We are following the early childhood setup, which includes 7 centers. This doesn't mean that every center is open at all the time, so it would depend on the teacher. Every center will be in the classroom, but they do not all have to be open at the same time. We do use classroom schedules, which is visual schedules that you can come up here and take a look at. This is one of them. This is just a sample, so every classroom will have something different. It's based on the teachers. So this it's just a setup of the day in the PPCD classroom. And as the day goes by, either the teacher or one of the students will move with anything. This is just like a bookmark, but they can use like a little car, or they can use a picture of a mascot, the school mascot, or something just that shows where they are at throughout the school day. We also have what we call for our students the individual schedules in the classroom. So if the students need some assistance knowing what they're supposed to be doing throughout the day, we use individual schedules for the class. Every schedule will be different. It is based on the student's needs. So these are just 2 samples. Like this is a removable, so they're able to move it up and down depending on where they're at. And this is also the visual schedule. And this one, the student would take it to the area where they belong. So it's just a little bit of the schedules that we use inside of the classroom. Documentation and progress, we are using at this time Review 360. That is our monitoring program. The teachers put in information at least 3 times a week, and that's how we monitor the progress for every student in the classroom. We're gonna watch this video. It talks a little bit about the Frog Street, which is a pre-K curriculum that is in all of our PPCD classrooms. You will find it in our pre-K units because our kindergartners use TEKS, so they don't use Frog Street.
Frog Street Pre-K is a comprehensive bilingual preschool curriculum aligned to state and national standards and Head Start outcomes. Written by nationally acclaimed early childhood expert Dr. Pam Schiller. This integrated curriculum offers 9 thematic units for 180 days of high interest and engaging instruction. Instruction supports developmental learning domains, language, social emotional, cognitive, physical development, and approaches towards learning. Frog Street Pre-K offers a unique daily routine that develops key social skills and emotional control based on conscious discipline strategies developed by Dr. Becky Bailey. Each morning begins with a greeting circle to unite the group and develop a sense of belonging. Children learn calming strategies to help them manage the stress that can interfere with their learning focus. Children connect with others to practice social engagement and then commit to practicing specific social skills that help make them responsible members of the classroom community. Frog Street Pre-K nurtures language and literacy skills through both whole group and small group instruction, and child-centered learning centers that will ensure children maintain their love of language as they develop their ability to decipher it. A daily morning message supports phonological awareness, alphabet knowledge, and concepts of print. The extensive literature library, featuring dozens of books in a variety of genres, as well as hundreds of vocabulary and photo cards, create a language-rich environment. Literacy instruction is supported each day with an intentional lesson that follows brain-compatible research for optimal learning. Read alouds, engage children in concepts of print, build comprehension before, during, and after reading, and introduce and expand vocabulary. The National Council of Teachers of Math has identified 3 focal areas where math instruction is important for pre-kindergarten children: number and operations, geometry, and measurement, along with additional connection points to data analysis and algebra. Frog Street Pre-K's math instruction is based on NCTM's research that has a daily systematic and sequential continuum for building skills based on children's understanding of patterns, numbers, measurement, and shapes. Science exploration is integrated to complement each unit's theme. The goal of the science from Frog Street Pre-K is to teach children the basic skills of scientific inquiry, to count, compare, classify, observe, and measure. Practice activities extend learning goals to hands-on experiences in learning centers. Learning centers provide opportunities for children to make choices and practice cooperation and collaboration skills. Learning centers challenge children to observe closely and investigate, ask questions, work cooperatively with others, and solve problems. And there are plenty of opportunities for children to move, sing, laugh, and play throughout the day. Frog Street Pre-K includes hundreds of songs and a variety of moving and learning activities, including games and creative drama to support each theme and physical development skill. The program includes a comprehensive set of instructional materials to make lesson planning and implementation easy. Materials are housed in cardboard boxes that can be used to create an attractive community display. Frog Street Pre-K also includes interactive software to support children's learning. Teachers can access an online digital library for convenient and easy access to all teacher guides, literature, and planning resources. Family members can access the literature library full of read-aloud ebooks. The Frog Street Pre-K curriculum allows children to reach a deeper understanding of new skills and concepts by making connections across all learning domains. The curriculum supports school readiness goals and prepares children for future learning. This seamless, comprehensive, integrated curriculum meets the needs of all children as they pretend, create, build, and embrace the joy of learning each day.
Okay, so that was just a little bit about Frog Street. Like the video said, it's 12 boxes, so I only carried one. This is the theme box, so this is the teacher's guide. Everything that is in here is how the teacher prepares for the day. It talked about conscious discipline and stuff, so one of the things that they use is the commitment. So we use these 4 commitments, and the students choose one daily. So the teachers start off by teaching one at a time, and then once the students learn all 4 of them, then they get to pick one a day. And they also talked about the calming strategies, and it's the same concept. The teachers introduce one until the students learn it. And so it's a total of 8. So by the end of the school year, they can use one of these calming strategies once they're having a stressful day. Like we said, PPCD is a continuum service of 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. So we do have a 3-year-old classroom right now. Then we have the 4 and 5, and we also have a collaborative classrooms for each of the grade levels. Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Angela Lindsay. I'm from Inclusion Programs, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about collaborative teaching. We use that model in PPCD classrooms and K-12. So the models, I know it'll be hard for you all to see, but there are 6 models that the district uses. The first one is one teach, one observe. Okay, it may be a teacher that's she's teaching the classroom, the other adult in the classroom is just maybe taking notes or trying to chart how the lesson is going. One of the other models that we use that we'll have, one teach, one assist. The teacher may be up, walking around, the paraprofessional, or another SPED teacher may be in the classroom, and they're also monitoring what students are doing and providing assistance and support as needed. There's also station teaching in which the students rotate around. When you look at this diagram, there's one represented here. The green dot is the teacher. There's a table in the station section that there is not a teacher there because it's an independent station. So the students move from one teacher to another teacher in groups, work that's already accommodated and modified for them, and then they have one station in that room that would be considered independent. Okay. We also have alternative teaching in which the gen ed teacher may have the larger part of the group of the classroom in one part of the room, and then there may be another teacher, another support individual with another group of students. And they're teaching some of the prerequisite skills, or they're teaching some skills before we can get ready, or they're reteaching some things, and then they'll join back the class again. The other model we want to talk about is parallel teaching, where both teachers are teaching the same concept. Okay, to groups of students at the same time. The students are focused on one teacher in one area, the other teacher in the other area. The next one is going to be teaming, and when both teachers would present side by side to the entire classroom. So these are some of the models of support that's in the inclusive setting. These all happen within the classroom in the PPCD collaborative classrooms as well as the K-12 inclusion. Some of the materials that are available for K-12, we did bring some things. PPCD Collaborative, Miriam talked about Frog Street, so that's primarily what they'll use. For Inclusion K-12, we also have some things you guys can look at later if you like. We have Be a Better Reader, which is for our secondary, ELA. We have AMP, Math for our secondary. We also have Triumph. Math is for elementary classrooms. We also use a core of materials such as the number lines that we supply for our inclusion classrooms. We also have some figurative language cards. We also have math manipulatives that we use consistently in our classrooms. These things are available for you guys to look at later if you like. The materials, the instructional interventions are different for elementary and secondary. We want to always make it age appropriate, so you should see different things in both classrooms. Yes?
Like my baby has struggling with math. Can you go about like a Target store or Walmart to get like the little yeah, can you go about getting it like at a store or anything? Like what store can you go about? Like right now, he has struggled with math, and like I learned from those, like the little balls, and how to like the tracking stuff. And right now he's struggling with math. So I was thinking, how do I go about, or what store can I go to get the stuff to help him succeed? Because he's finna go into 9th grade, and I want to make sure now that I go about getting
him some support. Dollar Tree is a great place. Okay. Dollar Tree, you can use just about any of the things that are there that your child could possibly sort and count. They'll have the numbers and alphabet things that are already pre-cut, die cast already punched out for you. And you can, if it's numbers, you can get objects such as paper clips, such as pom-poms, whatever they have, things you're thinking about using them differently, and your child can put those in the appropriate number, and they can count those objects. But Dollar Tree, teachers do use a lot of things from Dollar Tree, because you can use them for a variety.
I just want to chime in. I'm a mom and a teacher as well. And so sometimes I'll take a trip to my bathroom or my pantry, and you can use an egg cart. An empty egg cart. You can use dry beans to sort, like Angela was saying. Cotton balls, Cheerios. You see, just small paper clips like she mentioned, but there's a variety of things where you don't have to go out and spend money if you already have it at home. Okay.
I wasn't going to use that. What I was going to suggest also is depending on their abilities, you might want to think about using reasoning when you are with them shopping, having them think through the problem itself, because the one thing about mathematics is it's becoming less of a computation and more of reasoning with words. So they're having to change the mathematical words into numbers. And so if they're lacking just in their reading skills to begin with, we have to help them identify mathematical words and make them into the mathematical symbols, so that when they're talking about all together, or they're talking about bringing it together, or they're giving or they're getting, what operation are they actually looking at? He gave something 3 times. So you help them identify. So 3 times means that they're multiplying. So you have to put that symbol of that X that they identify with multiplication above that word, so that you can help them understand that it's really a reading test that's being sent to them in a mathematical term, and if they struggle with reading to begin with, either because of their dyslexia or because of their learning ability, they have to find those, not necessarily identifiers, but the reasoning behind it. So when you're shopping with them and you're looking at, look, this is 99 cents a pound. So I only have $3 to spend on these apples. How much would 1 apple weigh? And then if 1 apple weighs a half a pound, and I only have $3, how many apples could I buy if I only have $3 and each one costs 50 cents? So it's that reasoning, but real life experiences. So helping them sort and do things like that, it's great for them to understand shapes and stuff, but understanding the reasoning behind why we use those mathematical terms.
Thank you for your comment. And also, you did hit on a good part about functional skills, functional everyday life skills, as we talked about earlier, functional skills. Okay?
And always preface it with why you think that.
Behavior programs, the behavior, Jamie's going to talk about behavior.
Okay, so I'm back. Now we're going to talk about another program we have, is the behavior program. So just know the behavior program, this is it's a short-term intense intervention, okay? It can be, students can receive this service on their home campus. This is for students who have behavioral challenges. Okay, you can go to the next slide. Thank you. In the behavior program, they use a variety of interventions where they have social skills, they work on classroom organization, they have an economy or a token system economy where they can, I don't want to say, reinforcers, and they're rewarded for their behavior because we want to change that behavior, right? So they're rewarded for it. So if you need to know more about the behavior program, your contact would be Dr. Wilcock. All right, and specialized programs. We're moving on along the continuum.
Good afternoon. Did everyone enjoy your lunch? You did? Good. I am Mildred Johnson, and I am a part of the specialized programs, and we have ADL, FLS, and TC. Now, FLS stands for Functional Living Skills, and if you have a student that is in the FLS class, he is between the ages of 6 and 21, and he has a cognitive delay. Also, that student may be in a classroom where you may see multiple types of students in there. Some may have some physical disabilities, may have some behavior problems, and special needs. Also, they have been assessed as have reading and generally math problems. Also, for your TC, which is your autism and total communication, you have students who are on the total range of the autism spectrum, and they go from the lower to the higher range. And also, those students would need a very visual supported classroom with really teacher-directed instruction. And also in your ADL classroom, that is your self-contained classroom. And you will see significant children with significant delays and disabilities. And you will see some students that have medical problems, and you will see teacher and a teacher assistant and possibly a nurse in the classroom because to service their medical disabilities and service their medical needs. And also, those students they may come for a half a day and they may be serviced for a full day. So it depends on their delays. Also, what are the specialized classrooms, which I just went over? The program standards are the same for ADL, FLS, and TC, and the expectations. And also, with these expectations and these recommendations, we have definition and purpose in each classroom. So you're going to see these things. Also, the federal and state laws recommend and demand that we give all the students the same services in the classroom. And it also has to be evidence and research based. Also, we have something called rigor. So we have intense instruction in the classroom for FLS, for TC, and ADL. So all classrooms will have an outstanding routine interaction with the teacher, TA, with the students. Also, great activities, creativity in the classroom, both visual and academic. Ongoing assessments, daily, weekly, and we expect that the TA and teacher will be assessing the student at least 3 times a week. Also, with the research evidence base, you're going to see instructional strategies. You're going to see discrete trial training, positive behavior supports, pivotal response, and structural teaching. Then on the visual side, you're going to see individual student stations when you walk in the classroom, and they're going to be identified and labeled, direct instruction areas, break, leisure area, and transition areas. So when you walk into a classroom, you will see in all the programs, you can pass these around and look at these. You're going to see different areas in the classroom labeled with these colorful cards. So when you walk in, you'll know where direct instruction is, where leisure is, where the computer stations are, where the leisure areas are in the classroom. Also, in the classroom, you will see an area that will say break or leisure. So it may be creatively decorated where students can go and kind of download a little bit and relax and have some maybe technology in that area. They may have comfort material like they may have nice fluffy pillows and sensory materials that they can let off a lot of steam with and just kind of lay back and enjoy themselves a little bit. And for behavior, support behavior, all of the units will have these support cards. And it says, please be quiet, look at me, and it's pictorially shown. And also we have the little small ones in which can go on be on a necklace for the student. And so when you are telling the student to sit down, be quiet, stand up, line up, they can also look for that card on their chain or their necklace, on the bracelet. You can make a bracelet, and they can look for the same card, and they can identify with that instruction and do that instruction with ease. Individualized classrooms and schedules. We have some students will have their own pictorial schedule. Some will have words as they progress in their academics. Classroom schedules, you walk in the room, I know this is hard to see, and staff schedules. You're gonna see individual schedules, that's the student schedule. You're gonna see the classroom schedule. You'll know what's going on in the class from the beginning of class, from morning circle, breakfast, personal care on all through the day. You're going to have the staff schedule, you're going to have a schedule that the teacher has of the things that she does all day instructionally, and the TA. And they should be posted so you'll know what's going on in the classroom. So you can walk in and see what's going on at any time of the day, and you don't have to interrupt the teacher because you can look and see on the schedule what's supposed to be progressing at that particular time. Also, you have picture exchange and voice output devices, and I brought a couple of those. This one is called a Go Talk 4 because the students all the students in all the programs need a communication system. So, I'm going to turn this on, and it's real neat. Sometimes teachers may have just 2 pictures, they may have all 4. If you press it.
I am at school. I am at home. Good morning, everyone. I am ready to eat, please.
Please.
Classwork time.
And see, they're just, the teacher said, where are we, what are we doing? And they would just press the picture.
I need to potty, please.
Okay, pass that around. And that is really neat. That's a communication device that you'll see in all the programs. Also, this is another one. And
Time for music. Time for gym.
so these are different devices that you will see in the classrooms that across the board, and they have the same. The teachers have the same ones. Some will have a few more that they use in the classrooms. So the students will have a communication system. We really support that because if a student is nonverbal, he has to be able to communicate in some form. Okay. Okay. Classroom management, update reinforcement checklists, use visual support, use, oh, okay. You're having fun, aren't you? Okay, we can turn it off now. Want me to turn it off for you? In the back. Good. Turn the little silver button. Good, thank you. Okay, use visual support, behavior supports, and you're looking at the cards now. Direct instruction of appropriate behavior. We want to be able, we want to be able to show them the inappropriate behavior and the appropriate behavior. Data notebooks, when you walk in, you will see the students' data notebooks. Those go home each day, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and you can communicate with the parent, with the teacher, write your comments in that, and your questions, and we hope that everything is in that data notebook is positive. Review 360 is a a computer program that we use to collect data, and you may also see that, and we collect data 3 times a week. Student report cards. With the student report cards, you're supposed to, at the end of the 6 weeks, also get the student summary report. And that way you can see how the students is progressing with their goals and objectives. Updated IEP goals and objectives. Through that student progress report, you can see how the student goals and objectives have been updated all through the 6 weeks. Same standards, different looks. When you go into a classroom, you may go to Dan D. Rogers, and then you may go to Bushman Elementary, and you say, well, they had this at this school, but you don't have this at this particular school. But they are all on the same continuum, different styles, because teachers have different styles, but you'll see the same standards and the same looks in a different way, because we want the teachers to be creative. We don't want them to just be stuck in a hole and they cannot do anything else. Also, we have these notes, just a moment, I forgot to show you these. These are some more notebooks that they have, how they do schedules in the classroom. This is from a secondary teacher, and this is also a schedule of a half-day student and an all-day student. So you can browse through that. So some of the schedules, as you see up here, will be different. So those are you see the schedule notebook that you're looking at now. Schedules meet the needs of students, and you are looking at a schedule notebook, and that's a secondary. They can be used in both in the middle school and in the high school. You can have the strip schedule. This one is kind of in a circle. This is another notebook. This is an object schedule, which you might use with a lower functioning student. So you're going to see different modes of schedules in different classes with different teachers. But they're all going to meet the needs of the students. And we want to use the schedules as at the beginning of from PPCD all the way through, but we also want them to gradually not need that schedule, but become independent in knowing what they're supposed to do each day. And as they progress through the grade levels, we want them to become more independent and be able to progress through their education independently also.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Mildred.
Oh, yes. Wait a minute, just a moment. Want you on the microphone.
My son, he is in the FLS program, but when you were, because I never heard of the ADL program, and when you were describing it, I think that one would actually fit him better because he has a muscle disease, which is, it doesn't get better. But I feel like it's affecting him in the classroom with the teacher that he has because she doesn't really know how to help him. And I feel like the class that would have like a nurse in there would probably be something better for him. But we hadn't had a talk about that, but because she has mentioned to me that she can't really deal with him, like it's becoming frustrating for her. He is in the second, but he's like on a 4-year-old level. You know, so this is my first time being at one of these functions, and it's informative, and that's why I'm asking questions, because I never heard of that program before, but I feel like it'll be very helpful for him.
We can help you with that. What we have to do is, we have 8 steps that we go through in documenting a student if we're going to change a program. So you and the teacher also you'll know how she's following those 8 steps that we do. And we'll see if a child shall remain in the program that he's in, or if we would change the program to a more restrictive environment, a type program. So we go by assessment, student observation, testing. We have to go through the entire gamut of the expectations of each program to see where he belongs. You start with your teacher, and it would be fine. It's like
I've been asking for things done, and when we have like the art, it's taking months to get things done, especially like even with the school bus. He just recently got on a school bus. We had the art in January, and they were supposed to transition him. He has fallen and hurt himself because he is to be in a wheelchair, but they just got him on a wheelchair bus. And I feel like it's lack of her not doing what she's supposed to do. I've contacted Dallas County, the supervisor for the buses, and we just got something done. And I've been doing that for like months, since last year.
What we'll do, we will talk to you after this conference, and we will help you with your needs, okay? And your students' needs. And I'm glad we had the information for you, and we're glad you're here. These are the must-haves in ADL, FLS, and autism. Physical structure and organization. Physical structure, schedules, teacher, classroom, and student schedule, individual student communication. We have to have a communication system for all students. All the students must have some type of communication device if they need it, if they're nonverbal. Communication with parents and guardians. That is pivotal. That is so primary. We want to communicate with the parents, and we want them to feel comfortable communicating with us, and we want to comfortably communicate with them and give them the information that they need. Progress monitoring, that is very, very, very must have. We must have the data to show the progress of the student. Individual activities based on IEP, goals, and objectives. Everything we want to do for the student must be individualized and to identify the progress ongoing for the students. Thank you very much.
The last thing we're going to talk about is transition. Transition has to do with planning for the students. It has to be implemented by age 14. Transition happens in the art meetings. In Texas, transition services have to be addressed for students who receive special education services no later than when the student reaches age 14. Who will be at those meetings? It'll be the student that is about to become an adult, family members, caregivers, community members, and what they talk about is what's going to happen after school, after graduation. So that's the transitioning. It's a plan with the team, who may be involved, those that I mentioned. What they might talk about is life skills, independent living, education, employment. It can be social skills, behavior. It also could be volunteering. So transition happens for a student. It's completed, it's done in the art meeting, it's ongoing, and it has to be implemented by the age 14 at least. I think we have time for some questions. You want to say something?
Okay, so last but not least, I only say that because I'm talking. I am part of the Parent Center. I'm part of a team of social workers who serve as a connection between you, the parents, the schools, so the campuses, and the community. We work with special education students only, and we want to help you guys, whether it be getting resources in the community, setting up meetings at school, whatever it may be. Maybe the toilet's broken in your child's classroom and you want to get through to the campus. We want to help. You know, we'll go to the school with a plunger and help you out. We won't do that, I'm just kidding. But you never know. So what we do is we help support the families. We want you guys to have the best relationship possible within DISD, with your teachers, with the administration, with whoever it may be. We want you to have access to any resources there may be in the community, so maybe youth and family, maybe Metro Care, maybe you need help with probate court, whatever. We are there to help serve you and your family in the best way possible. So here's some of the things we do to help. We have information resources, like I said, about Metro Care, about youth and family, things like that. We offer parent workshops, so the conference is one thing we're doing, but we also offer things every month. So an example is we offer a Saturday workshop. It's called Coffee with Dr. Purge. She's a licensed therapist who gives talks about helping your child who has a disability. Or we have conferences during the week. They're not quite as big as this conference, but it would be something like our new navigator session. So if you're new to special education, it helps you learn all about the ARD meeting, the ARD process. And if you've ever been to an ARD, you know how stressful that can be. Having been to an ARD before as a social worker is stressful enough going in that position, so as a parent, I can't even imagine what that's like. So anyway, those conferences, those workshops can help you learn how to navigate that process. And we have stuff like that. We have a calendar, and if you want to give your email, we can add you to the email list. Okay, so are there any questions for me or the other presenters or in general? Yes. In contact. Yes, great question. So we have a phone number for our resource center. You call, we do an intake, and we actually have intake forms here today, so we can talk afterwards and I can do an intake right here and now. But we have a general phone number that you can call anytime and they will pick up and do an intake over the phone. And I can get you that phone number and write it down for you. And they also have them downstairs on a calendar of all our workshops. Yes?
If they were to, if parents were wanting to find more information about the, like you said, these Saturdays, and they're not on your mailing list, where could they look for flyers or something online so that they would be able to, on their own, look for something that might be upcoming?
I do not know as of now if they are online, but I can tell you if you call our resource center, they will mail them out to your house. They will find a way to get them to you. I will tell you that. And we do home visits all the time, and we have very dedicated social workers. I like to think they'll probably drive them to your house while they're doing a home visit. So. Anything else? No? Yes? Oh, okay. Nothing? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon for the start this. Good afternoon. Thank you all so much for being here today. How many of you have been here all day for the whole conference? Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. I have not been here all morning. I had to go to a couple of other events today. It's a very exciting day in the district. I did, however, have the opportunity to look at some video of one of our students who was here today singing. I saw the artwork downstairs, Miss Martinez and her son here, just like a movie star being interviewed. What a wonderful day, and what wonderful kids we have here in Dallas ISD and that you all have. Truly, the title of this conference is Believe in Abilities, right? We cross off the first part of that word, and today was certainly a great example of that. We want to focus, we want to support our students who have disabilities, but we want to focus on their abilities. Singing and dancing, and there was an Elvis performer, here you are. I mean, just showing all of the great talent that we have. So my name, I did not introduce myself. I'm Tanya Brown. I'm the Executive Director for the Special Education Department in Dallas ISD. Thank you. And I just wanted to come this afternoon, even though I couldn't be here this morning, and just say hello, welcome, and to actually close out the event. I'm going to first do that by thanking our sponsor, AmeriGroup. Let's please give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. They helped us with the venue and parking and all kinds of things. So thank you so much. And we have a certificate for you if you would come up. Thank you so much. Our next certificate goes to Dr. White, and this is for the Center for Autism and Developmental Disabilities for your presentation today on autism. Thank you so much. Star in the middle. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, our next certificate is a very special one. Teresa Rodriguez, will you come forward? Teresa is our social work intern. We want to say thank you so much for the work that you have done with us and for us. And we wish you the very best in everything that you do. And we're so proud that you chose to come and work with us. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to Sylvia Bugasha, who's our supervisor for social work, and she is going to continue with the door prizes. I have to give her the mic because I might win a door prize, and it wouldn't be fair. So I'm just kidding. Thank you very much for being here.
We have actually some more certificates that we would like to present. We had some wonderful student performances today. We are so proud of our students and their parents. We know that without parents, the parental support and the parental involvement, it's difficult to do some of the things that our students are able to do. So at this point, I'm going to assist Graciela in recognizing our parents who were here with their students. And we also have a small token of appreciation for our students who either performed or who brought their artwork to be exhibited.
Okay, so we will go ahead and begin with Ms. Norma Correa. If she can come on up here with her student, Ms. Correa. Woo! If you missed her performance, it was quite the treat. It was this morning, and she sang a song by Katy Perry, I Will Rise. Is that correct? So this is for Ms. Correa. And the award says, in recognition of parental involvement and unconditional support for your child's success in education and life. So thank you guys so much. So this is for our students. Yes. We have Ms. Margarita Dominguez. Ms. Dominguez. Clayberry is one of our students at Samuel High School. He had quite a bit of art in the lobby. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, there's still some of his artwork there. And we are thankful for Ms. Dominguez who brought him here. Thank you. And Dallas Children's Theater has donated tickets to our male students. And so we have given them 2 tickets for a showing. Yay! We have Miss Amy Boren. Woo! Miss Amy Boren and Rihanna. Thank you, ma'am. Miss Boren and her students. So if you missed the bio, we have Elvis's biggest fan here. Thank you so much. Okay. We will take one final picture. Miss Elsa Compian. Do we have Miss Compian here? Awesome. If we can give her a round of applause. Miss Compian, her student, also has artwork in the lobby. His name is Pablo. He is quite the artist, and he had a few pieces there. So before you leave, make sure you make some time to go out there and check it out. And he actually won a contest, is that correct? Yes, he won a contest. So this is Ms. Compian, and if you get a chance, Pablo Compian is her student. There's even a little bio about him. So that's in the lobby, and we, yes. Yes. Okay. And Ms. Irma Martinez. Miguel is a 6th grade student at Billy Earl Dade Middle School. He also brought quite the artwork. It is in the lobby. He set up a whole little Lego set. He created it himself. It has a hospital. It has a cinema. It has a house. And a Holiday Inn. Just in case you don't want to go home, there's a Holiday Inn. This is Miguel, and he gave you your Ms. Brown, and we'll take one final picture with the students. Thank you so much.
Okay, and we are now ready to wrap up. Everybody ready for door prizes? Okay, so I'm getting ready to call the first number. What do we have, Pascal, for our first door prize? Okay, so they're all gift cards, so y'all are going shopping after this. So if you look at your programs, all the exhibitors that donated a gift card are identified there. If you see them again, thank them for the gift card if you win one, but they were provided by our exhibitors. Okay, are we ready? 171716. 171716. Anybody? Going once? Going twice? Not here? Okay, moving right on. 171959. 171959. All right, third one is the lucky charm. 171733. Yay! We have a winner. 171733. Okay, by popular demand, we're checking the ticket and we have a winner. Okay. 171750.